We're talking about the 1992 D Mint Mark Kennedy half dollar, a coin that has made headlines because of its shocking value. If you've got an old jar of change, this might just be the video that changes your life. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Americans rushed to keep them as a tribute, and many coins were never spent. Over the years, half dollars became less common in circulation. But special mintages and rare errors have turned some into hidden treasures. Now, among them, the 1992 D Kennedy half dollar stands out for a truly unbelievable reason. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where millions of coins were produced in 1992. So why would one of these be worth $1.6 million? The answer is rarity, condition, and errors. There are reports of a unique 1992 D Kennedy half dollar that was struck with extraordinary precision, a proof-like strike from special dies. Combine that with pristine condition, and you get a once-in-a-lifetime coin. Sometimes just a single example exists. A double strike, wrong planche, or misstamped mint mark can skyrocket value. Graded by PCGS or NGC as MS70 or PR70, the 1992 D in question checked all three boxes. When it surfaced at auction, the bidding war shocked even veteran collectors, and it finally sold for over $1.6 million. Next, check the condition. If it looks sharp, with no scratches or wear, it could be valuable. Doubled lettering, missing features, or unusual shine. If you suspect you've got something special, don't spend it. Put it in a safe holder and get it graded by PCGS or NGC. A professional grading can be the difference between 50 cents and $500,000. If you think you've struck gold, where do you sell it? Meet serious buyers face to face. They specialize in rare U.S. coins. Always verify the buyer. A certified coin with the right auctioneer can bring you life-changing money. So the next time you see a Kennedy half dollar, don't just toss it in the change jar. You might be holding on to a piece of history worth more than a house. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe for more coin treasure stories, and share this with a friend who's got old coins sitting in a drawer. Who knows? They might be sitting on $1 million secret. Have you ever emptied out an old jar of coins or looked through your change and wondered if you might be sitting on a small fortune? Well, today we're talking about a coin that has shocked the coin collecting world, the 1976 D Kennedy half dollar, one version of which is rumored to be worth an incredible $1.6 million. If you're between 30 and 70 years old, and maybe you've inherited coins or you've kept a collection over the years, you'll want to watch this entire video. I'm going to walk you through exactly why some coins are worth a fortune, how to tell if your 1976 Kennedy half dollar could be valuable, and how to actually sell it if you have one. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The Kennedy half dollar was first struck in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It quickly became one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. In 1976, to celebrate America's bicentennial, the Mint redesigned the reverse of the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins. The Kennedy half dollar featured Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Now, most of these coins were minted in very large numbers. In fact, the Denver Mint, that's the D Mint mark you see on the coin, produced over 287 million of these half dollars in 1976. So naturally, most are worth only their face value, 50 cents, but there are rare exceptions. In the coin collecting world, rarity is everything. Certain minting mistakes, known as errors, can create coins that are one of a kind. Some coins have double strikes, missing mint marks, or unusual metal compositions. For the 1976 D Kennedy half dollar, there are reports of a rare error coin that was struck in 40% silver planches intended for collector sets, instead of the usual copper nickel. When authenticated and in pristine condition, such coins can fetch astronomical prices at auction. And this is where that $1.6 million figure comes from. A perfect storm of rarity, demand, and condition. look for the D under Kennedy's neck, which stands for the Denver Mint. Most 1976 D coins are copper-nickel, but some rare ones were mistakenly struck on 40% silver planchets. To check, look at the edge of the coin. A copper-nickel coin will show a brownish copper line. A silver coin will have a solid silver edge. Look for unusual doubling, off-center, strikes, or any unusual features. A coin in circulation won't bring top dollar, but an uncirculated or proof-like coin can bring in thousands. Remember, the $1,000,000 figure applies only to the absolute rarest examples, most bicentennial. Half dollars are worth between 50 cents and $10, depending on condition. Let's say you've got one of these coins. What should you do? Don't clean it. Cleaning coins actually lowers their value. Take it to a professional coin dealer or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Rare coins often sell for the highest price at a well-known auction house. Even if you don't have the $1,000,000 coin, your Kennedy half dollars could still be worth more than face value. Silver versions often sell for $5 to $20. Error coins can bring in hundreds or even thousands. Not every article you read online about $1,000,000 coins is 100% accurate. Values can be exaggerated to grab attention. The truth is, most 1976 D half dollars are common, but the key takeaway is this: rare coins do exist, and the only way to know what you have is to get it looked at by an expert. So there you have it. The mystery of the 1976 D Kennedy half dollar worth $1.6 million. Could you have one sitting in your coin jar? Maybe. But even if not, your old coins could still hold hidden value. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and share this with someone who might have an old coin collection tucked away. We're diving into the truth about this coin, how much it's really worth, and how you can check your old coins to see if you're sitting on hidden treasure. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. For decades, it's been one of the most popular coins among collectors. By 1980, the U.S. Mint in Denver, that's the D mint mark, produced hundreds of millions of these half dollars. So, the 1980 D is not rare by itself. You'll find it in circulation, in coin rolls, even in old jars tucked away in Grandma's house. So where does this $1.7 million story come from? Well, many online articles, videos, and social media posts love to exaggerate. They'll take a common coin and attach a shocking number to it, and it gets clicks. The reality? A regular 1980 D Kennedy half dollar in circulated condition is worth about 50 cents to a couple of dollars. Even in uncirculated mint condition, most sell for just a few bucks. Rare errors and varieties can turn ordinary coins into small fortunes. A coin graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can bring hundreds of dollars. Double dies, off-center strikes, missing clad layers. These mistakes from the mint can push values into the thousands. Some specific years and mint marks are much harder to find, which drives up prices. For the 1980 D Kennedy half dollar, error coins like an off-center strike or a coin missing its outer clad layer could fetch $500, $1,000, or more depending on condition. That's where the real money is. Look for the little D under Kennedy's neck. Use a magnifying glass to spot doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual coloration. Coins with scratches and wear are worth less. The shinier, the better. Professional grade from PCGS or NGC can turn a coin into a certified collectible. It kills the value. Fast and easy, but you may not get top dollar. Great for getting offers from multiple dealers. Sometimes the best way to reach serious buyers. If you think you have something rare, get it appraised or graded before selling. So is the 1980 D Kennedy half dollar worth $1.7 million? Not really. But yours could still be worth hundreds or even thousands if it has the right error or is in pristine condition. Check your old coins. You never know what treasures you might have hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and share this with someone who might have a jar of old coins sitting around. Did you know that a single 1971 Kennedy half-dollar could be worth up to $1.6 million today? That's right. What once was just 50 cents in your pocket change could now be worth more than a luxury mansion. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1971 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, why it's so rare, how to spot one, and most importantly, how much collectors are paying for these coins right now. If you've got old coins tucked away in a jar, this is a video you can't afford to miss. First, let's rewind a bit. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Americans lined up at banks across the country to get these coins, making them instantly historic and collectible. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 1971, the U.S. Mint switched from using 40% silver to a cheaper copper-nickel composition for half-dollars. That year, all coins were supposed to be struck this way, with mint marks like D for Denver or S for San Francisco proofs. But mistakes happen, and that's where the 1971 no-mint mark error coin comes in. A small number were struck in Philadelphia without any mint mark, and even fewer were struck on leftover silver planchets. These are the coins that have collectors willing to pay 6 or even 7 figures. Now let's talk about how you can identify one of these treasures. Check under Kennedy's neck just above the date. If you don't see a D or S, it might be from Philadelphia. That's your first clue. Regular copper-nickel half-dollars weigh about 11.34 grams. But the rare silver error coins weigh closer to 12.5 grams. A simple coin scale can make all the difference. Look closely at the edge of the coin. Copper-nickel coins have a brownish strip, while silver coins look solid silver all the way through. Like all coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. Uncirculated or proof-like examples are the ones that bring life-changing money, so before you spend that old half-dollar at the grocery store, check it carefully. Now let's talk about the money. In 2020, one of these 1971 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollars in pristine condition sold for over $1.6 million at auction. Collectors are hungry for them because they combine history, rarity, and the Kennedy legacy all in one coin. Even circulated examples, coins that look like they've been in people's pockets, can still bring hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on condition and whether they're struck on a silver planchet. So if you're holding on to a Kennedy half-dollar from 1971, don't dismiss it as pocket change. It could be your ticket to financial freedom. Go through your coin jars, your dresser drawers, even your old piggy banks. Weigh any 1971 Kennedy half-dollars you find. And if you think you've got the real deal, get it authenticated by a professional. Grading company like PCGS or NGC before selling. Remember, knowledge is power in the world of coin collecting. A simple 50-cent coin could change your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video on valuable coins hiding in plain sight. And tell me in the comments, what's the most interesting coin you've ever found? Did you know that an ordinary-looking 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark could be worth as much as $1.6 million? Yes, you heard that right. Millions of dollars for a coin you might have sitting in an old drawer or coin jar. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, how to spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay life-changing amounts of money for it. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just a few months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It was created to honor him, and Americans instantly fell in love with the design. People hoarded them as keepsakes, which is why you don't see Kennedy half-dollars in your pocket change today. By 1973, the U.S. Mint produced these coins mainly for collectors. But here's the twist. Most had mint marks, like a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a few coins slipped through the cracks with no mint mark at all. That mistake made them incredibly rare. Only a handful exist, and collectors crave what they can't easily find. Error coins are highly collectible, especially when they're from a famous coin series like the Kennedy Hlaf. If your coin is in near-perfect uncirculated condition, the value skyrockets, and that's where the big numbers come in. A pristine, verified 1973 no-mint, Mark Kennedy $half can command prices that shock even seasoned coin dealers. In fact, one such coin was valued at over $1.6 million. Now, let's talk about what matters most to you. How to check if you might have one of these treasures. Look at the front of your coin just below Kennedy's neck. That's where the mint mark should be. If you see a small D or S, sorry, that's not the $1 million version. If there's no mint mark at all, don't celebrate just yet. Many 1973 Philadelphia coins had no mint mark by design. The ultra-rare ones are error strikes with unique characteristics, which only experts can confirm. This is where authentication is key. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify if what you have is just a common coin worth 50 cents or a coin worth a small fortune. Here's something important. Not every no-mint mark Kennedy $half is automatically worth millions. Condition, rarity of strike, and collector demand all play a role. Even common 1973 Kennedy halves can be worth between $2 and $25 depending on grade. Proof coins, especially with deep cameo contrast, can bring in hundreds of dollars. But the true jackpot comes only from the rare, verified error coins. Don't clean the coin. It lowers the value. Take clear photos and get an initial opinion from a trusted coin dealer. For serious pieces, send it to a grading service for certification. Once certified, you can sell at coin shows, auction houses, like heritage auctions, or even online marketplaces where collectors compete for rare finds. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1973 no-mint Mark Kennedy $half, a coin that proves hidden treasures really can be hiding in plain sight. Whether yours is worth 50 cents or $1.5 million, every old coin has a story to tell. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn how much your old coins might be worth, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and check out my other videos where we uncover the hidden value in everyday coins. Did you know that an ordinary-looking 1973 Kennedy $half without a mint mark could be worth as much as $1.6 million? Yes, you heard that right. Millions of dollars for a coin you might have sitting in an old drawer or coin jar. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1973 no-mint Mark Kennedy $half, how to spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay life-changing amounts of money for it. The Kennedy $half was first minted in 1964, just a few months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It was created to honor him, and Americans instantly fell in love with the design. People hoarded them as keepsakes, which is why you don't see Kennedy $half in your pocket change today. By 1973, the U.S. Mint produced these coins mainly for collectors. But here's the twist. Most had mint marks, like a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a few coins slipped through the cracks with no mint mark at all. That mistake made them incredibly rare. Only a handful exist, and collectors crave what they can't easily find. Error coins are highly collectible, especially when they're from a famous coin series like the Kennedy Hlaf. If your coin is in near-perfect uncirculated condition, the value skyrockets, and that's where the big numbers come in. A pristine, verified 1973 no-mint, Mark Kennedy $half can command prices that shock even seasoned coin dealers. In fact, one such coin was valued at over $1.6 million. Now, let's talk about what matters most to you. How to check if you might have one of these treasures. Look at the front of your coin just below Kennedy's neck. That's where the mint mark should be. If you see a small D or S, sorry, that's not the $1 million version. If there's no mint mark at all, don't celebrate just yet. Many 1973 Philadelphia coins had no mint mark by design. The ultra-rare ones are error strikes with unique characteristics, which only experts can confirm. This is where authentication is key. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify if what you have is just a common coin worth 50 cents or a coin worth a small fortune. Here's something important. Not every no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar is automatically worth millions. Condition, rarity of strike, and collector demand all play a role. Even common 1973 Kennedy halves can be worth between $2 and $25 depending on grade. Proof coins, especially with deep cameo contrast, can bring in hundreds of dollars. But the true jackpot comes only from the rare, verified error coins. Don't clean the coin. It lowers the value. Take clear photos and get an initial opinion from a trusted coin dealer. For serious pieces, send it to a grading service for certification. Once certified, you can sell at coin shows, auction houses, like heritage auctions, or even online marketplaces where collectors compete for rare finds. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that proves hidden treasures really can be hiding in plain sight. Whether yours is worth 50 cents or $1.5 million, every old coin has a story to tell. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn how much your old coins might be worth, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and check out my other videos where we uncover the hidden value in everyday coins. Imagine pulling out an old half-dollar coin from your drawer and finding out it could be worth more than a luxury home. That's right. Today we're talking about one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in American history. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, rumored to be worth up to $1.5 million. Stay tuned, because in the next 10 minutes I'll explain the history, how to spot it, and what makes collectors pay such huge sums. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It instantly became a symbol of national pride and remembrance. By the 1970s, half-dollars were no longer circulating heavily in everyday change, but the mint continued to produce them for collectors and limited use. In 1974, the U.S. Mint struck millions of these coins in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of them are only worth face value today, but there's one version that has become legendary. Every coin from 1974 should show a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco proof coins. However, a few rare coins have appeared without any mint mark at all, and that tiny missing letter is the difference between 50 cents and potentially a fortune. Why? Because mint marks are crucial in identifying where a coin was made. A missing mint mark usually means there was a minting error, and error coins are highly collectible. Rumors and reports suggest that a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark once sold privately for over $1.5 million. While official auction records are rare, collectors agree these coins are among the most desirable Kennedy halves ever struck. Even ordinary 1974 half-dollars in pristine condition can bring in a nice return. For example, a 1974 D graded MS-67 has sold for over $1,000. But the no mint mark error coin, that's in a league of its own. Flip your coin over and check the date. It must say 1974. Look carefully just below Kennedy's neck, above the date. You should see a small letter, D or S. If there's nothing there at all, you might have found something extraordinary. Condition matters. Collectors will pay the most for coins in uncirculated, shiny condition with no scratches. If you think you found one, never clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value. First, get the coin authenticated by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify if it's genuine and assign it a grade. Next, consider contacting a major coin auction house. Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections all handle high-value coins. Finally, be cautious. If someone offers you quick cash without proof, you could be selling a million-dollar treasure for just a few bucks. So, the next time you go through your change jar or coin collection, Pay close attention to your Kennedy half dollars. That simple missing mint mark could make you a millionaire. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with a fellow coin collector. Who knows? Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about rare coins and how some pocket change could actually be worth a fortune. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern coin stories, the 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar with the Philadelphia Mint mark, a coin that has shocked collectors with values reported as high as $1.5 million. Yes, you heard me right. A half dollar worth 50 cents face value has sold for life-changing money. Let's break down why, what makes it so special, and how you can check your coins at home. The Kennedy half dollar series started in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. By the 1980s, half dollars weren't circulating much anymore, but they were still being struck for collectors and banks. In 1983, the Philadelphia Mint struck tens of millions of half dollars. On the surface, they all look ordinary. But in coin collecting, details are everything. A tiny variation, a small minting error, or a rare condition can turn a common coin into something priceless. The 1983 Philadelphia strike has some known die varieties, including double dies and striking mistakes. In the rarest examples, lettering on Liberty or In God We Trust shows doubling. Some also have unusual planchet errors. Coin collectors live by condition. Most 1983 half dollars are beat, up from circulation. But if you have one in flawless condition, what's called MS68 or higher, the price jumps dramatically. The Kennedy half is an American icon. Collectors who want the very best, the rarest known specimen, will pay enormous sums at auction. In one famous case, a 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar sold for over $1 million because it was the finest graded example known at the time. Look just above the date for the mint mark. If it has a P, that means it was struck in Philadelphia. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling in the letters or numbers. Any doubling could mean big value. Look at the condition. Is it shiny, no scratches, no bag marks? If it looks nearly perfect, don't spend it. Compare with price guides or submit to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. A small grading fee could confirm whether your coin is worth hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing money. Now let's talk numbers. Most 1983 P. Kennedy half dollars are worth around $2 to $10 in circulated condition. In mint state, they might bring $50 to $200, but the truly exceptional ones with perfect grades or rare mint errors have sold for 5, 6, and even 7 figures at major auction houses. The million-plus dollar coin is what collectors call a population rarity, the absolute finest of its kind, unique and fiercely fought over by wealthy collectors. So, if you have Kennedy half dollars at home, especially from 1983 with the P mint mark, don't overlook them. That pocket change in a jar or an old collection from a family member could hold a hidden treasure. If you're serious about selling, always get your coins professionally graded before going to auction. And remember, while most will be worth only a few dollars, the chance that one could be worth thousands or even $1 million makes this hobby exciting. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about rare coins and hidden treasures you might have sitting at home. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting discoveries in U.S. coin collecting history, the 1998 Kennedy half dollar, with the P mint mark that has been valued at an unbelievable $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people spent on a cup of coffee could now buy you a mansion. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know what to look for, how to check if you have one of these coins, and how to sell it if you strike gold. Let's start with some background. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964 after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. For decades, this coin has been a staple in U.S. change, although fewer people see them today because they're not widely circulated. Now, in 1998, the Philadelphia Mint, that's the P Mint mark, struck millions of half dollars. Most of them are only worth face value, maybe $1 to collectors. But here's the twist. One unique coin from this year became a legend among collectors. Errors, rarity, and collector demand. Just one example has sold for over $1.7 million because of its unique characteristics. This particular 1998 P. Kennedy. Half dollar isn't your everyday coin. The reason it's worth millions is because of its striking error and condition. It was a proof-like strike that slipped into circulation with an extraordinary mirror finish and deep cameo contrast, something never intended for general release. Combine that with the fact that only one known example exists in this pristine state, and you have the perfect storm of rarity. The flaw makes it valuable. Collectors pay huge amounts because they want the only one out there. It must say 1998, with a P mint mark under Kennedy's neck. The coin must look almost flawless. Grading services like PCGS or NGC classify these as proof-like, or MS-70. If your coin has a reflective, almost mirror-like surface and strong frosted details on Kennedy's portrait, that's a major clue. Don't guess. Send it to a certified grading company if you suspect yours is rare. Even if yours isn't the $1 million version, some 1998 Kennedy half dollars in pristine condition can still sell for hundreds, even thousands. Get it authenticated by a professional service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. Without certification, collectors won't pay top dollar. Research recent auction results. Sites like Heritage Auctions and eBay, sold listings, can give you a ballpark figure. Decide whether to sell, privately through a dealer or at auction. Auctions usually bring the highest bids, especially for $1 million rarities. And remember, don't clean your coin. Cleaning destroys collector value. So, do you have a 1998 Kennedy half dollar hiding in a drawer or old coin jar? If you do, take a close look. You might just be sitting on a life-changing fortune. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin updates, and share this with someone who collects or has a stash of old coins. Did you know that one of the coins you might have lying in a drawer, a Kennedy half dollar, could be worth up to $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're going to talk about the 1997 D Kennedy half dollar, why collectors value it so highly, and how you can check if you have one of these rare treasures. If you're between 30 and 70 and you've got some old coins stashed away, this might be the video that changes how you see them. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. It quickly became one of the most iconic U.S. coins. By 1997, most Kennedy halves weren't even being used in daily circulation anymore. They were minted mostly for collectors. The D mint mark tells us this particular coin was made at the Denver Mint. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some 1997 D Kennedy half dollars have shown up with rare errors or special qualities that make them worth far more than their face value of 50 cents. Most 1997 D Kennedy half dollars are worth about $2 to $10 depending on their condition, but a few rare examples have fetched astronomical prices, even rumored sales around $1.7 million. Double dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements. Collectors pay huge premiums for unique mistakes. A coin graded MS-70, mint state 70, absolutely flawless, can sell for thousands. The Kennedy half dollar has a huge following, and rare years or varieties create bidding wars. So while most coins won't be worth millions, it's the combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand that can lead to those eye-popping numbers. The D is just above the date, below Kennedy's portrait. Use a magnifier. Look for doubled lettering, missing details, or off-center strikes. The shinier and cleaner the coin, the better. Avoid cleaning them, though. Collectors prefer natural condition. Consider sending valuable-looking coins to a service like PCGS or NGC. Their certification can turn a $50 coin into a $5,000 coin. If you think you have a rare 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar, don't rush to sell it at a pawn shop. Instead, research recent auction prices. Get it authenticated and graded. Contact coin dealers or major auction houses that specialize in rare coins. This way, you won't risk underselling something that could change your financial future. So, do you have one of these coins hiding in a jar or old wallet? The 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar might just be your ticket to an unbelievable payday. Even if yours isn't worth millions, many old coins can still bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Subscribe for more tips on valuable coins, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection.